Hi guys, it's Wasim from Al-Ray's Web Solutions. In this episode, I'm going to cover some important points that general e-commerce websites make and how you can avoid these mistakes for your business, and especially if you're designing a new e-commerce website, how you can make sure that you do not fall into the same trap and you make sure that you avoid them. Over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to touch some points on design, I'm going to touch some points on contact information, product detail page, and also the checkout stages, and also briefly touch a bit on SEO on your e-commerce website. Now, just on the design section, one of the most important points on an e-commerce website when a visitor does come on your site and can really get put off is lack of design, bad design. Make sure that your design is good, your design is attractive, and the customer feels welcome and assured when they come onto your website. So do take some time and make sure that you do choose the right designs and the right color schemes for your e-commerce website, because choosing the right color schemes can trigger off certain emotions in visitors. And also choose the colors that are related to your business, related to your product, related to your targeted audience. You don't want to put colors that may put people off, so make sure you do use your colors wisely. And also in terms of design, try to come up with a more bespoke design for your business rather than using something that's ready-made off the shelf, because if you do something bespoke, the design will be built and designed in a way where it's showing your product, it's showing your services, and it's a way that you can portray your products. Because last thing you want is customers seeing the same design on someone else's e-commerce site. So you really want to wow the customer when they come onto your website. Now, color schemes and bad design plays a major part, and try to avoid coming up with bad design. And also bad images. What I mean by bad images is try to stay away from stock images, because it can give an impression to your visitors that you're trying to hide something. So if you are selling a product, let's say if you're selling a jumper, try to take pictures of that particular product and include that in the design. Get the designer to come up with some graphical banners, graphical effects for that product, so that you can display that in your design. Try to stay away from stock images. Also, staying in the design section, poor navigation, that can really confuse customers. So you make sure your navigation is clear, precise, and the customer knows exactly what page of the e-commerce site that they're on. So if they're on the product detail page, they know exactly where they are. Maybe you could have a breadcrumb, have the main navigation at the top, maybe if you have a left navigation, and even a footer navigation if you want. But do make sure that your navigation is clear and the customer is not confused of how to navigate their way on your e-commerce website. And also, staying on the design section, try not to cram everything into your home page. Your home page is basically like your shop front window. Now, when you go into a high store, you don't see all the products of that store displayed on the shop window. Only certain parts of the or certain sections are displayed there. So same thing online. On your shop window, make sure that you've displayed the important parts. So if you've got a sale going on, if you've got any promotions, your featured products, your maybe the best-selling products, display these on your home page. Try not to cram your homepage with too much information. Again, it can confuse customers and it can distract the customers and get them bouncing off to another website. So try not to cram everything into your homepage. And again, same with the categories. If you've got loads of categories on your website and it's a large website, maybe you want to display them quite cleverly. Try not to have it in a way where you click on the drop down and then you have another 20 or 30 options where the user selects. Keep it simple, keep it straightforward. Ideally, the customer comes on your website, they feel welcome, and they choose the category they want, they choose the product that they want, and they make the purchase. So the homepage and the overall look of the design should be welcoming, should give a sense of assurance to the customer, and they should feel welcome on your website. Then we come on to the second common mistake that general e-commerce websites make, which is contact information. Customers already, they've come on your website, they want to buy something, but then they find they can't contact you. Make sure that you do display your contact information clearly where customers can find. If you don't want to display it at the top or at the bottom, maybe have a dedicated page for your contact information, but do display your telephone numbers, email addresses. If you've got a physical address where you retail from, maybe display that on your website. But try not to come up with a barrier where the customer cannot contact you. They may have a query, they may have a question about a product that they want to ask before they make a purchase. the last thing you want is that customer, because they can't contact you, they go to someone else or they go to your supplier. So do display contact information on your website. One way you can also do that is by having a ticketing system where a customer comes on your website. If they've got a question, they raise a ticket, like similar to a support ticket. It gets sent over to you, and then you respond to them via the ticketing system. That works quite well for many e-commerce sites. Some e-commerce sites, what they also do is where they have their customer support and customer service just on social media. So if a customer does have any questions, they can ask them on the Twitter account, on the Facebook account, on the Google Plus account. Maybe something that you want to implement. You know, you don't want to display your contact information on your website, but you're quite active on social media, so you're interacting with your customers on social media. But basically, try not to come up with a barrier where the customers can't contact you, or they go to someone else just because they can't reach out to you. So don't give that choice to the customer. Make sure they can easily contact you, and if they've got a question, you can respond to them quickly. The other way many e-commerce websites do that is through live chat. Live chat does work very well, where a customer comes on your website. If they've got a question, it's like instant messaging. They type the question they want, and then you respond to them. So you've got a dedicated person or a dedicated team that responds to live chat inquiries from your website. That can work quite well if you don't want to display your telephone number or any contact information. So you're just dealing with customer inquiries through live chat. And then we come on to the detail page. Now, common mistakes that e-commerce websites do make on the product detail page, first of all, is lack of description. Now, this is the most important part of your website, where the customer is actually going to make a decision whether to add this product into the shopping basket or whether they're going to browse something else. So make sure that you do have a descriptive information about that product. Try to take some time out, maybe 5-10 minutes it'll take you at most, but do not copy and paste the description from other sections of your website. Every product on your website should have a unique description, and also, the other mistake I see many e-commerce websites do is where they copy and paste the description from the retailers. Now, from the suppliers. Now, what you need to understand is the supplier's description is designed in a way to sell to other businesses. Now, you selling to a customer, you selling to an end user. So your description should be different from the suppliers. And ideally, you don't want to copy and paste. You want to come up with your own unique description. And every description, every product on your page should have a unique description tag, a unique description in the product detail page. And then also on the product detail page, the other mistake that many e-commerce websites make is poor quality images. Now, that can really put off customers because you want them to buy off you, and just being an online store, they can't actually come and feel your products or physically see that product. So you have to invest in good photography. So if you don't have the camera or the kit in-house, what I would recommend to do is to go hire a photographer or go to a studio and get some professional photography done on your products. That will really wow your customers, and it'll give them an exact idea of what they're purchasing, what they're looking to buy. Also, if you've got for example, a jumper and there's design at the back and there's a design at the front, make sure you take multiple shots of that product so the customer knows exactly what they're about to buy. And last thing you want is where you've just got one image and the customer receives that product and there's some design at the back that was not shown on your website, and the customer returns that product back. So do take multiple shots. I'd say no more than 3 to 4 products, because you don't want to overcram the page with too many products, but make sure the products are large, the images are large, and they're of good quality, and you've got all the different angles that need to be taken so the customer knows exactly what they're going to buy. And the other mistake I see of e-commerce websites making on product detail page is not displaying the reviews. Now, the customer's already in a mindset where they want to buy. No one just ends up on a detail page without while just surfing the web. They want to buy something. They're looking for something. So having reviews of what other people have bought off you before and what they've experienced, having that displayed on the product detail page can really give assurance to new customers that are first time buying off your website. So make sure you do display reviews. You don't have to display all of them. Maybe display 1 or 2 reviews related to that product. You can go into Amazon's website. They do that really well, where you've got all the reviews of a product that the customer has bought. And the other thing you can also do, and it's also an opportunity for you to upsell other products. Now, as I said, customers already in a mindset that they want to buy a product off you. Now, it's your chance to upsell them different products. So if a customer just wants to buy a t-shirt or a jumper, sell them trousers, sell them shoes. They may not know that you do these other products. So displaying that on your product detail page, such as customers who bought this also bought this, or you may also be interested in these products over here, or maybe if the customer just wants to buy one product, if the user just wants to buy one particular product, you can maybe upsell them to buy 3 or 4. For example, you can have a sale. So if I just want to buy one t-shirt, you can say buy 5 for the price of 3. You know, something attractive, display that on the product detail page. So it's an opportunity to upsell various other products on from your e-commerce site, and then give an option for that visitor to also share that product. Now you can share it on social media, share it on Google+. There's even Pinterest, which is quite famous right now with especially e-commerce websites. So make sure you have plenty of options where the customer can share that particular product with their network, and again, it's promoting your products, promoting your brand on social media. So these are some of the mistakes that you need to avoid on the product detail page, and implement them into your website. And then moving on to the checkout stage, one of the most important thing when a visitor is about to check out on your e-commerce site is do not force them to register for an account, because last thing you want is the user abandoning the checkout at this stage. You know, they've done all the hard work, they like your website, they like your products, they've made a commitment that yes, they're going to buy your product. So don't force them to register for an account. If they've got an account, give them an option that, you know, you log in with your username and password, but give them an option that they can check out as a guest. And then at the end, after they've made the payment, after they've come onto the thank you page, then give them an option that would you like to create an account with us, so next time your checkout can be easily, because we will save all the information for easy checkout. So don't force your visitors to register before they make a payment. And also on the checkout stages, do give out plenty of options for payment. You know, you never know what part or what stage the customer is in, or what, you know, if they've got the card with them, or if they don't have the card with them. So do give them plenty of options, you know, such as PayPal, Google Checkout. Don't just restrict them to these 2 options. Try to invest in a payment gateway, because that way the customer can pay you using the MasterCard, the Visa card, the Maestro card. So do give plenty of options to your customers to pay you, because last thing you want is, if they haven't got the details with them, 9 out of 10 times they're not going to come back and complete the transaction. So do give them an option that yes, you know, if you don't have your card with you now, you can pay by PayPal or you can pay by Google Checkout, and then they can complete the transaction. And the last thing is on the checkout stage is shipping rates. Now this can really put off a customer where they don't know what your shipping rates are till the end. So make sure before the customer gets to the checkout stage, they clearly know exactly what they're going to be paying for shipping rates. So maybe after they've added the product to the cart, and just before they proceed to checkout, they have an option: how would you like your goods to be delivered? And make sure that you clearly state what your shipping costs are. You know, if for express delivery is this much, for 7 days delivery is that much. So do clearly state what the customer is going to be paying for the shipping cost, because last thing you want is when the customer gets to this stage, they find out what your shipping rates are and then they abandon the shopping cart. So make sure you clearly display what your shipping costs are. Maybe even have a dedicated page on your website where in the footer you can have like, these are shipping rates, and then you've got a section on your website where you display what the shipping costs are. So these are some of the common mistakes general e-commerce websites make. And then we come on to SEO. Now don't leave SEO till the end. Many e-commerce websites do make these mistakes where they design the website, they've built everything, and then they leave the SEO right till the end. What you want to do is, especially if you're building a new e-commerce website, is implement the SEO right from the beginning. You get your SEO consultant to work with the designer, to work with the developers, and then come up with a solution for your SEO. Because what you'll find is, if you leave SEO till the end, then you'll have to backtrack everything. You know, you've built up the website, you've invested in the website, and then your SEO consultant asks you, okay, you need to make these changes, so that you find that you're backtracking everything. So from the beginning, make sure you do include your SEO. And some of the basic things that you can do in your e-commerce website is make sure that the title tag the title tag of every single page on your website, including product detail page, is different. Now when adding a product, let's say I'm adding this jumper, so the title of that jumper generally does come up in the title tag, depends on what e-commerce platform you use. But if you're speaking with a developer, ask them that you do want to have flexibility to control the title tags of your product. And then you come on to the description tag. Make sure that you do have options to control the description tag of your e-commerce site. Now every single product on your e-commerce website should have a unique description. So sometimes the developers, they build it in a way where the first sentence or the first couple of sentences do go into the description tag. But again, you do want to have an option where you can control the description tag of your e-commerce site. And then when uploading images, what you do want is to give every single image that you upload on your e-commerce site an alt text. Now, especially on your product detail page where you're uploading 3 or 4 product images, you want to give a description what these images are for. So have an option, or ask the designer, ask the developer to give you an option where you can control the alt text of your products that are uploaded onto your e-commerce site. Sometimes it can be done automatically, where the developer builds it in a way where the title of that product comes into the alt text of the product details images that you upload. And then also social networking. Don't leave social networking till the end. If especially if you're building an e-commerce website, you might be new, so try to build up your brand on social networking sites. There's Facebook, Google, Twitter. And also have a look at Pinterest, which is coming quite big, especially with e-commerce websites, where you can upload your product image, even give a price tag of what your costs are, and a link directly to your product information page, so directly to your product detail page. So from Pinterest, they come directly to your product detail page, but do include social networking into your e-commerce strategy. And then sitemap. Many e-commerce websites do make these mistakes, but some of the major platforms like Magento have this all automated, where every time you upload a new product, your sitemap does get updated and pings off to Google and gets that updated too. So make sure that your sitemap's up to date. And then just touching back on the social networking site, once the customers made a payment, so they've checked out on your e-commerce site and they've come onto the thank you page, what you can do is also include share my experience on Facebook, or share my shopping cart on Facebook or Twitter. And what that does, it shares the whole basket that the customer just bought on the network, so on Facebook or on Twitter or on Google+. And it allows their network or their followers to also make a purchase. So for example, if one of my friends have bought 5 t-shirts for the price of 3 and they've shared that on their social networking site, what I can do is click on buy the same basket, and then I come directly onto the checkout stage where all the products are already in the shopping basket, and then I can continue with the same basket. But if you are doing that, make sure you do give an option for that visitor to customize the shopping basket, because you don't just want them to leave with what the previous customer bought. Maybe they might want to buy something else, so make sure you do give an option for your visitor to customize the shopping basket. So just these are some of the mistakes that general e-commerce websites make. So from design, contact information, product detail page, do take some time and test various product information, your checkout stages, and also some basic SEO tips. Now, whichever stage you are with your e-commerce site, you can just make sure that you do avoid these mistakes. Maybe if you've already got an e-commerce website, you can go back and see maybe my product detail page needs checking, or my checkout stage needs updating, or the SEO section needs to be updated. And do take some time and make those corrections on your e-commerce website. And that's all, folks, for this episode. I hope you find it beneficial. Do catch us up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, and on our blog we've got a whole section dedicated for e-commerce, so do take some time to have a look at the e-commerce section on our blog.